Hello everyone. I wanted to walk you through managing your grades, and the very first part of managing your grade is to organize your gradebook. Now the first thing I'll say is there's probably 2 or 3 different ways to do this at least, and lots of different methods, but we're going to do one that I think is probably one of the easier ways to go. So we're going to go up here and choose grades, and from the grades area we're going to jump right into managing the grades. In managing the grades, that will allow you to set up and organize your gradebook. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, and this is actually somewhat optional, but it helps to keep things a little more organized. So right now you're going to see final calculated grade and final adjusted grade. We'll ignore those for now and go right into new. And instead of creating a new item, we're just going to create some categories to help organize our gradebook. So in those categories, the first category that I want to use is assignments. So we might say weekly assignments. And short name is assignments. This will just keep it shorter in your actual gradebook. We're not going to exceed in this particular piece. You can allow students to exceed grading on pieces. So if you wanted to be giving bonus scores and things like that, we probably want to include this in the final grade calculation. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be putting it in my grades. You can distribute points automatically. I'm going to ignore that right now. A couple other spots that you can do in this that I tend to ignore, and different students have different wants and needs, but you can display the class average to the students for this category, and you can display the grade distribution to the students as well. It tends to add more stress for our students, so I typically leave those off, but they're certainly something that if I were a student I would like to know. So you'll need to decide how you want to do that. But once you've created that weekly assignments category, we can go ahead and save and close that. And all that did is create a weekly assignments that we can then be adding different grades into our weekly assignments. We're going to add 2 more items in here, or excuse me, 2 more categories in here. Be careful not to use items here. The other piece that we want to do are discussions, so weekly discussions. And we'll just call this discussions here. Again, all of the same applies here. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave all of that unchecked. Hit save and close. And now I can see my weekly assignments. And the last one that I want to see in there for a category is quizzes. And we'll go ahead and shorten that all the way down to quizzes. Leave my grading the same, display options the same, hit save and close. While we're here in the Manage Grades segment, we're going to make sure a few other pieces are put together correctly for your class. So we're going to go up to the Settings area and choose Settings in our Manage Grades area. When we choose Settings, there's a number of things that we can do, but really what we want to focus on are the calculation options. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Calculation Options. And you can decide which grading system you want. Most of you, I think, are using points at this point, so that's the default. But you can also set up a weighted grading or formula or any number of different things that you can put together in your grading scheme. We want to make sure that Calculate Final Grade or Adjusted Final Grade. Calculated Final Grade is the grade calculated from your gradebook items. If you're going to adjust and give bonus points and do different things like that, you may want to show adjusted final grade, but this will be those pieces that are calculated directly from your gradebook. In order to change a grade here, you would need to change a grade on an assignment to make a grade change. We're going to continue on down, and we're going to automatically release the final grade. That way students will be able to see their grade at any time during your class. Check to make sure that Drop Ungraded Items is also selected, so that if the students if you haven't graded something, we want to drop that out. You may go ahead and give it a 0, but you don't want to necessarily treat the ungraded items as 0 because that will skew the final grade that the students are seeing in their class to date anyway. And then the last piece we're going to do is to automatically keep final grades updated. If you've got those 3 areas checked And confirmed, go ahead and hit save, and we are done with the managing grades segment of this section.